Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Adams Tennis Complex here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I'm Grant Langston alongside Max Ackerman here to bring you some college tennis on MTN Sports. Today we have got for you the number 28 Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders taking on the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. Max, I'm glad you could join us for this senior day. We got a double header for the Blue Crew up ahead this afternoon as the doubles teams have just started their coin flips and are deciding who will serve first. What are you most excited to see today?
I'm excited to see some of the doubles action because, like I said, this is one of my first times doing this, so it's cool to see the singles, but then also the doubles of them working together. So I'm just really excited to see that.
Absolutely. The chemistry of these pairings is absolutely crucial. And as we send you down to the action here shortly, we'll get you those pairings. On court number one, your favorite pairing, number 48 in the IT rankings, Oscar Brostrom-Polson and Francisco Roca will be taking on Paulo Ramos-Martin and Elias Gruber. On court number two, Stein Slump and Pavel Model, the two grad students, will be taking on Jami Paquette and Evzen Hollis. And then the fantastic freshmen down on court three, Andre Harak and Marcel Kamrowski, will take on Paul Massafrat and Mika Berghaus. Looks like everybody is just about to get started. Middle Tennessee comes in with a 16-7 record on the year, only 1-0 in the conference. Kind of an interesting thing about college tennis. You don't have to schedule conference matches as much, so that one win coming against Rice. A rough little stretch out west. They went to play some Big 12 schools in Oklahoma and Texas Tech and struggled. Have had a few matches canceled, but were able to bounce back 2 weeks ago here against VCU to take the 6-1 victory. Tennessee Tech, on the other hand, has struggled quite a bit on the year, Max.
Yeah, very much so. They're only 4-11, so they're not even ranked. So it's just but they did come off of a win against Southern Indiana last week.
Right, you are. The last few outings for the Golden Eagles have been some of their best. They didn't actually get a win in a match until the month of March. 0 in January, 0 in February. So they're obviously looking to have a better end to their season than they began. As you can see, the women's tennis team practicing behind us. They have a match coming up on Sunday that we will have for you here on MTN Sports. But right now, we are going to take you down, I believe, to the court here shortly. But in the meantime, as I mentioned, it is senior day. We've got 3 outstanding seniors that were just named to the CUSA All-American, All-Athlete, All-Conference for Athletics, and that is the 3 out of 6 total from the conference. So,
Yep.
I'd say that's a pretty good clip for MT. Stein Slump, Francisco Roca, and Pavel Model all making that list this year. Those 3 guys giving each other a lot of praises, a lot of support on social media this week, because this is the last time that they will play here in this building. Looks like we are waiting on some cameras to start working so that we can send you down to the doubles action. We apologize for the delay. But looks like we can. Action on court number 1 has gotten started. Paulo Ramos-Martin and Elias Gruber took the first game against Oscar Brostrom-Polson and Francisco Rocha. A nice hold to start it off. Stein Slump and Pavel Model with an early break over Paquette and Hollis on court 2. Well, Marcel and Andre down on court 3. Looks like they have a hold as well. So we will try to keep you updated with those scores as often as we can in the meantime. We mentioned those 3 seniors. Looking a little bit into some of their accolades. the top court of Oscar Brostrom Polson, his partner Francisco Rocha. Ah. And as if I spoke it into existence, there they are. You can see Group Air and Ramos Martin able to secure the hold. And Brostrom Polson and Rocha out here to a quick 40-love advantage in the second game. The ball falls short. So I was mentioning the highest ranking Cisco has reached while at MTSU, number 23 in the nation. This team currently standing at number 48. Very nice net play there from Tennessee Tech. Will be 15-love in favor of the Golden Eagles. Brostrom Polson can't handle the backhand, and that one will fall short. You can see off to your right, the freshman pairing of Andre Hurak and Marcel Kamrowski. Off to your left is Stein Slump and Pavel Model. Oh, wow, ouch.
That was going to hurt.
That will leave a mark. Looks like the serve went straight into the back of the head. Can't quite see which one is which of those two from back here, but got to make sure that your partner's awake every now and then. Blue Raiders keeping loose, donning the blue digi-camo tops and black shorts today, at least for the doubles portion. We'll see who gets a little sweaty and has to change. And that will be a double fault for Tennessee Tech. Should bring the score to 30-30. .30 an advantage of the Golden Eagles. We'd love to get it back in the hands of Oscar Brostrom Polson. That ball goes just a bit long.
There you go.
What a shot from Francisco Rocha. A nice half volley there from Brostrom Polson and send it into the ankles of his opponent. It'll be 40-40 for a deuce situation. Of course, the rules slightly different in college tennis. More of a team format made to make more matches happen. So no deuce situation, no advantage. It's just called deciding point here. And we see a let from Tech once again. That's a break on one. 2-1 is the lead for Brostrom Polson and Francisco Roca, and they will be back on serve here shortly. Well, Max, you mentioned chemistry right before we started, and those two have been playing together for a little over a year now. So what did you see through those first few games?
You could also see, like with Brostrom, he has a different like approach when they're serving. He's always like loose, which is good. But then you also get the other one who's always like stern and ready just in case. So it's great, like differing starts, which really helps with them.
Obviously, a great start down on the top court for the Blue Raiders. And now we will send you over to court number 2, where, court number 3. This is the freshman pairing of Marcel Kamarowski and Andre Harak. Just receiving word that the camera for court number 2 is having some difficulties at the moment, so we will just be able to bring you that top court match between the pairing of Brostrom Polson and Roca and the match here on court number 3 that you are watching now. Well played by Marcel at the net right there. These two started off the season as partners, went through a little rough patch, or not even necessarily a rough patch, but just kind of experimenting, playing with some other guys, some of the freshmen on the team, and they've ended up finding each other once again. Well played at the net again by Marcel. And another quick hold for the Blue Raiders, 2 games apiece here on court number 3. We see a let there. Mika Berghaus clearly struggling with the serve here this afternoon. 15 all. Gets that one to go. Well-deserved fist pump for that one. Just a little bit long on that backhanded volley from Harak. Favor will fall to the Golden Eagles, 40-15. Scoreboard showing break point, but that is incorrect. That's long, and the Blue Raiders aren't gone yet. Berghaus and Massafret scheming here. Not a break point, however, they do need to secure this game. Backhanded slice goes just a bit long. We have another deciding point here for you early. Now a chance, in fact, for Marcel and Andre to get a break of their own. Max, I don't know if you saw that out of the corner of your eye. Stein almost hit a behind the back volley over there on court number 1.
That was kind of cheeky by him.
Just a bit long once again. That is a break on 3. The Blue Raiders go up 3 games to 2. As I mentioned, the fantastic freshman off to a good start. That should be the confidence boost that they need. Oscar Brostrom Polson and Francisco Rocha up 3 games to 1 over on court number 1. So as I just told you, up on 1 as we're about to head back to court number 1. Oh, excuse me. We're about to head back to court number 1. That was silly. I should have told you about court number 2, where Pavel Model and Stein Slumper up 4 games to none.
Oh.
That's one that we haven't even really had to pay attention to. We haven't had the camera, haven't, had the ability, but it does not matter. Two grad students that are very used to playing in each other's company, being partners for the last few seasons. Blue Raiders up a break on 1, just taking a little rest here. I'll take that opportunity to get back to telling you a little bit more about Francisco Rocha. Mentioned earlier his highest doubles ranking as a Blue Raider, number 23 in the nation. He qualified for NCAA singles and doubles for the first time in the Boren Dame era. 1027 ATP rating, 11.5 up to a 13.5 UTR. If you are a tennis player, you know that is a big boost in such little time. NCAA Elite 90 award for the young man, and much more on the record. We are no doubt celebrating these seniors here today. In the meantime, Brostrom Polson serves. Thought it could have been an ace. Looks like it was just a bit long. As you can see, some frustration clearly setting in for the Golden Eagles on court number 1. Ball falls long. 40 love will be the advantage. Big serve there again from Oscar Brostrom Polson. Be absolutely devastating if he gets a hold of one just right. 6'3" frame can create so much torque. We saw a few aces there for Brostrom Polson. The cheers coming from court number 2. Unfortunately, we were not able to quite see what happened. That will be a let. Fortitude advantage on court number 3 for the freshman, and now a 5-1 lead over on court number 2 for the seniors, Pavel Model and Stein Slump. Well, Max, stranger things have certainly happened, but the Raiders are indeed in the driver's seat as of now to get the doubles point for the match. Another ball goes long. Be a ball that Oscar will definitely want back as he sends that forehand into the net. Had a bunch of fans in attendance today. It was a high school tournament going on in the area. Some rain forced the crowds inside. So the number 28 team in the nation getting to put on quite the show this afternoon. So deciding point here on the top court. The Raiders had an opportunity to break. That'll be a let, just wide. Tough luck there for Roca. Tennessee Tech gets the hold. So as we take a break there on court number 1, unfortunate that they could not get the break done, but we are going to send you over to court number 3, where our freshmen Andre Harak and Marcel Kamrowski currently hold a 4-3 advantage. That one becoming a little bit closer as this has gone on. Pavel Model and Stein Slump still lead Polis and Paquette 5-2. Andre to serve. As I mentioned, these two have not spent the whole season together. A little bit at the front, a little bit at the back. 4-3 as doubles partners. They have won the last two. And what a nice serve there from Andre. Unless it went just a bit long. Unlucky once again. Massafret showing his frustration as well. First serve goes long, and we will see his second. Brilliant backhand down the line. All right, before we see this serve from Berghaus, just wanted to let you know that over on court number 2, Middle Tennessee State has taken the win there. Pavel Model and Stein slumped, taking 6 games to 2 over Evzen Hollis and Jami Paquette. Just need one of these other courts to fall for the Blue Raiders. Berghaus just still struggling with that serve. Great net play once again from the freshman. 15 all. Finally, one falls the way of the Golden Eagles. Marcel can't quite reach that one. Well played by the Blue Raiders. Berghaus trying to sneak it in that doubles alley, but just a bit long. Nice backhand volley from Harak.
There is one thing I have been noticing is every time they attempt, Tennessee Tech attempts a power shot and it hits the net, they always go to a safer lob shot on their serve. It's kind of like a pattern I've been noticing, so very interesting.
Absolutely. That first serve is obviously your weapon, your dagger, what you want to be able to put people away with, produce aces with. That second serve, more of an opportunity, just, you know, more of a do-over opportunity, like, hey, make sure you get this one in the court, dummy. As we see a racket fly there from Andre. I can't say that hasn't happened to myself a few times. So we'll check it out and make sure everything's all right. Make sure the equipment still works. We will have another deciding point here on court number 3. Tough luck for Tech in the doubles round. MTSU takes care of business rather quickly, a 6-3 victory for Andre Harak and Marcel Kamrowski. And that court number 1 match will draw to a close and go unfinished at 4-4. So 4 games apiece there between that top pairing of Oscar Brostrom-Polson and Francisco Rocha. But Max, what all did you see in the doubles round, and what are you looking forward to as we head into singles?
So like I said earlier about like the serves, what I've noticed, especially from Tennessee Tech, how they're struggling on the first power serve they have, so they always go to the lob. But then I've also noticed, especially on court 3, there was a lot of quick reaction time from MTSU there. It was like very noticeable, like all the power shots, they were able to get drop shots in afterwards, so it was very, very cool to see. So I'm just excited to see how these players perform individually now, just to show their skills.
Absolutely. From what we saw, a lot of aggression there from the freshmen, from everybody. And we will hope that the Blue Raiders can keep that energy up into the singles round, but don't go away, because we will have all of that action for you here on MTN Sports right after this.
Mental health affects us all,
whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend.
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
because you matter.
Stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard
Outside of sports.
As student athletes,
We have a platform.
now more than ever,
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead.
and raise our voices for change
We can all do more.
Now is the time.
to make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together,
We will continue the conversation.
we have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance." Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
Welcome back to Adams Tennis Complex here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. More college tennis for you here on MTN Sports. The Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders took the doubles point just a few moments ago by winning courts 2 and 3. As we check in here, we'll bring you all of the lineups from around the yard this afternoon. This is Mika Berghaus taking on number 76 ranked Stein Slump. On the second court, we will have Francisco Rocha taking on Elias Gruber. On the third court, Oscar Brostrom Polson will host Evzen Hollis. Andre Harak mans the forecourt as usual, he taking on Paul Massafret. Marcel Kamrowski will handle Paulo Ramos Martin on court number 5, and Shu Matsuoka getting the singles start today in the first match against Jaime Paquette. Quick 30-30 start here. Berghaus getting a little bit better handle on that serve here in his first game in singles. A little bit more on Stein Slump, the Dutchman. Highest ranking he has ever achieved at MTSU, number 21, currently sits at 76. Been up and down a fair bit this year. He's the 2019 CUSA Freshman of the Year, and then won CUSA Player of the Year last year in 2022. Quite an impressive resume for all of these seniors. And he will send that one into the net. Berghaus gets a quick hold. So as we take a break here on court number 1. Looks like we're going to stick around for just another minute. So I just get to brag on Stein Slump a little bit more. Max, what you got?
So I do have this written down where he was named Conference USA Athlete of the Week on the week of the 15th of February, which is cool because we've only had, like, I think 2 or 3 players this season get Conference USA Player. And it's kind of a big deal because, like, Conference USA, there's a lot of schools, obviously, so it's just being named Conference USA Player of the Week takes real skill. So it just shows how skillful they are here.
Yeah, fun fact, all 6 of the Blue Raider starters for the tennis team have won either Conference USA Player of the Week or the month at some point during this season. That just shows you how dominant they are. Middle Tennessee, after this doubleheader, has one more match before they head down to Houston, Texas to try to four-peat the Conference USA title. And that's right, you heard me, 4 in a row could be on the table for Middle Tennessee. Tough start here for Stein Slump on the serve. Stein Slump known for his ridiculous slice serve. Probably has the most powerful serve and forehand on this squad at the moment. And that one we saw there, a little bit too much of that power. Ball falls a little long, and Berghaus has a 40 love advantage. Raiders up on 3 and 4, down a game on 5 at the moment. Still awaiting the results of those first games on courts 2 and 6. Looks like we will replay the point there. So we have a delay from ball over on court 3. That is just way too hard to handle, Max.
Those kind of serves, it's just like a split-second reaction you need to have. So it takes a certain side of skill, especially when you get a serve like that from slump. It's just so difficult sometimes.
I believe it was Carlos Alcaraz a few weeks ago in the Indian Wells Masters that hit a serve 147. I was watching a Taylor Fritz interview of him just talking about how, he hit for the whole first set. He just couldn't even really figure out how to return serve. So it can be such a huge weapon when well executed. Stein slump rallying himself there. Ale, he chants. Game apiece on court 3 for Oscar Brostrom Polson and Evans Hollis. Tied on 5 as well. Raiders up on 4 and 6. Meanwhile, Francisco Rocha down a game on 2. Another ball goes long for Berghaus. Slump will get his first hold, and it is 1-1 here on the top court. Well, Pavel Modal is fresh out of the shower, just taking a stroll on by. Don't know. Figured he would be down on the court. Looks like we will see him later this afternoon. I tell you, it is a sight when Pavel Modal is not strolling around ATC in some flip-flops. I tell you, that is his attire most of the time that he is not on the hard court.
Bro's just living the good life outside of tennis.
Everybody's showing the support. Middle Tennessee women's tennis team up here today. If you're just joining us, Middle Tennessee took the doubles point lead this match 1-0 here on Senior Day against Tennessee Tech. We'll be taking on University of Tennessee Southern at 5 o'clock. Wow. What a forehand Stein has found there.
One thing I have noticed, especially on this court, is not only their strength they have, but their athleticism to run around the court a lot, which is very noticeable, especially on this court. So it's kind of cool to see that.
Absolutely. These dudes are ridiculous athletes, and the court coverage is very impressive. Another ball will fall short for Berghaus. Stein just yanks that one a little bit. We'll be back even at 30 apiece. Well played by Stein. Slump there at the net. What a gem. And that's a break on one for Stein Slump. Huge advantage over Mika Berghaus, and you can see the levee starting to break there. In the meantime, we are going to send you over to court number 3, where Oscar Brostrom-Polson leads Evson Hollis 2-1. Speaking of a break, Ozzy is looking for one right here.
You can hear just around this arena the amount of like passion these players have, which is really cool to hear. Like they get frustrated when they mess up, or they get like they get really excited when they score. So it's just cool just to see not only that them going as hard, but carrying this hard about this too.
Well, obviously this means everything to all these guys, but some of the most impressive is not only the display of emotions, but the control over them. So that is one of the most crucial aspects of this sport. We were talking to Coach Jimmy a few weeks ago at practice, and he was talking about how he likes to keep a tight leash on all of his players. We've had a few matches this season where some of the opponents may have, been a little bit more animated than you would normally see, teams be on a tennis court. So Coach Jimmy preaches discipline, and it shows because it has certainly gotten the results for the Blue Crew. Brostrom-Polson up a break and on serve. So that little volley falls just a bit short. Evson Hollis, one of the few Czechs here today. As you mentioned, one of our seniors, Pavel Model, as well as Andrei Harak, hailing from the Czech Republic. Junior made his first appearance as a freshman in the 2020-2021 season. We talked about power on some of the serves. We see it there from Brostrom-Polson. This is the other guy that you've got to look out for on the radar gun. Young Dane, only a sophomore, earning the spot on the 3 court. And another ace, 2 in a row. Rostrom Polson earned CUSA Athlete of the Week for the week of March 15th, fresh off their appearance at the Blue Gray Invitational, where he tallied a ranked win over number 118 Jordan Hassan of Oklahoma, 7-6, 6-3. Rostrom Polson has been on the upswing, but definitely kind of battling these ratings here these last few weeks. So as we are about to get restarted there on court number 3, we are going to send it over to Francisco Rocha's court number 2, where he is having just a little bit of trouble with Elias Gruber. Only holds here on court number 2. Let's see, his timing was just a bit disrupted there. We will see Rocha's second serve. Just to update you from around ATC, Andre Harak has a commanding lead for Paul Massafret, 4 games to love in their first set. Marcel Kamrowski leading Ramos Martin 3 games to 1. And Shu Matsuoka tied in a 2-2 battle with Jamé Piquet. So far, we've checked in on our top 3 courts. If you're just joining us, Stein Slump and Francisco Rocha locked in 2-2 battles as well. A ridiculous drop shot from Shu Matsuoka out of the corner of our screen up and to your right. And that will be a 3-2 advantage for Matsuoka. So as we currently stand, the scoreboard 4 games to 1 in advantage of the Blue Raiders on courts 3, 4, and 5. 2 games apiece on the top 2 courts, and Shu Matsuoka, as we just mentioned, went up 3 games to 2. Brilliant start for the Blue Raiders. And Rocha sends another one into the net. Will be a break for Gruber. right, so as we take a break, it looks like we are actually going to get to double up here. Double box and send you to the action down on court 4 and court 5. Both of the freshmen, Marcel and Andre. Well, I'm just corrected. We still don't have that court 5 camera for you. So camera 3 should certainly do. The score is the same on all of those courts, though. 4 games to love, as I mentioned, in advantage of the Blue Raiders. On your right, Andre Harak just took his 5th game against Pol Massafrat. Now Oscar Brostrom Polson on serve. Up 4 games to 2. On Evzen Hollis. Ball from Harak falls a bit long. And we see an ace there from Brostrom Polson, just buried it in the corner of that service box. What a shot there. Wait for the scoreboard to update. Don't think that ball was ruled in over on your right. Indeed, the point will go to Massafrat. 30 love advantage. In the meantime, Brostrom Polson looking for another hold here to go up 5 games to 2. And he gets an ace to get it done. And a dominant game there from the young Dane.
It's not that surprising to see Harak up 5-1 right now, because so far, even though he's a freshman, he is 15-4 in singles this season, 7 of them coming against Power 5. So that's just a big, so to see him up 5-1 is not really that big of a surprise at this moment.
You're right, Andre Harak has been locked in all year on this forecourt. What a brilliant slice there from the freshman. And as you alluded to, he was undefeated well into the month of March. It took the likes of some ranked Power 5 opponents, such as Oklahoma, Texas Tech, to name a few, to cool off this sensational player. And a lot of the other freshmen have been kind of juggled around at the lower courts this season. Andre has maintained his spot on the forecourt pretty much throughout, and deservingly so. So as we take a look around here in most of the middle of these first sets, Blue Raiders on top on 3 courts trailing, excuse me, on top on 4 courts trailing on the top 2. But this first frame is moving right along. Rock to serve. That will be a let. Nice attempt at the drop shot there for Andre, but he cannot quite get it to fall. Tell you, Max, when you get one of those slices, that's one of the best feelings in all of tennis, but hard to execute nonetheless. As we saw right there. Oh, what a jump from Brostrom Poulsen. Can't get that return to go over the net, but using every inch of that 6'3" frame to get up there in the middle of that rally. Out, says Andre Harak. Just a bit long. Serving for the set. We should have a deciding point here by the looks of it. Yep. Indeed, that one just able to kiss that white line. Rock didn't necessarily love the call, but then again, who would? A rally we have here on court number 4. That one is way out of the back, and Andre Harak will take the first set by a score of 6-2. In the meantime, Marcel Kamrowski took his first set 6-1. Blue Raiders sit in a very commanding position as that one is yanked wide by Hollis, and he just drops his head in disappointment. So we will head over to court number 3 and number 6 to check in on Shu Matsuoka for the first time, as well as keeping you in the loop on this Oscar Brostrom Poulsen match. Shu Matsuoka quietly in command over here on the 6 court, up 4-2. All this just showing some more frustration. Got the right idea there from Matsuoka, trying to serve for the set. Just couldn't quite get that volley to fall. Quick update on the top courts. Mika Berghaus has taken a 5-2 game advantage over Stein Slump. Has gotten a break and a hold to go up 3 games after they started out splitting the first few. And Francisco Rocha has drawn even with Elias Gruber, 3 games apiece. So Matsuoka takes his first set over Jamie Paquette. The Blue Raiders now have set advantages on courts 4, 5, and 6. So the freshmen picking up the slack where some of the upperclassmen might not be at the minute. We're going to go check in with Francisco Rocha, who's locked in a 3-game, he actually just took his, he just went up a break and is now on serve once again. An ace from Roca. Looks to go up 2 games. Brilliant slice serve there. Gruber, the brilliant shot there to draw it to 40-30. So as we look on here, it'll be interesting to see what the lineup is for today's second match, given that Shu Matsuoka is getting the start on court number 6. I feel like we will more than likely see Pavel Model this afternoon, but of course, who gets the reps at this point? A few matches being canceled in the last month, probably not getting the guys all the reps that Coach Jimmy would have hoped that they'd have at this point, but nonetheless, just trying to navigate the rest of this month before they head down to Texas.
One thing. Oh, sorry.
My apologies. That Francisco is clearly upset about that one. Not a favorable ruling. Looked like it painted the white to me, but they will play on 15 all here. As you can hear him saying right there, our camera, no integrity on people, no integrity. He does not believe that Gruber is giving him the call there. Unfortunate luck. But he will have to persist through it.
One thing you do start to notice is like players like Brostrom, and he being a taller one, he has more power and like down hits, while like over here with Rocha, it's more like straight shots that go just over the net, so it's harder to read as an opponent. When you get players like Rocha where he just hits it a straight shot, but still with power, rather than power but like a big tall shot when you get from Brostrom.
Yeah, Roca is a master of control. As you alluded to, still has plenty of power in the reserves, but not necessarily as reliant on it as a player like Oscar or Stein might be. Uses it well to his advantage. Gruber manages to sneak one out from under Francisco Rocha, and 5-4 is the score here on 2. Take a minute. Francisco Rocha will be on the serve, attempting to take his first set. Brostrom Poulsen has wrapped up his first set over on court number 3, 6-3. Blue Raiders taking the first set on all courts but 2 at the moment. Of course, Stein Slump dropping his first set, and Roca attempting to put this one away. As you can see, definitely showing off that power that we were just talking about there. And Gruber might have just ignited something within Francisco that we have not seen here in a minute.
Notice a little bit of passion in those hits right there. There's a little bit of good aggression at that moment.
Brilliant net play from Roca. 30 love. Oh, you can't call that one out, man. Come on. Roca with a big smash there. 40 love will be the score. Gruber expressing his displeasure. Still talking to that ITA official there.
Roca seemed to found a move that worked because he two times during that set he seemed to do the power serve and then strike right down the middle after he returned it. So it seems like he's found a rhythm there right as the set ends.
No doubt, and my mistake, that scoreboard just had not updated quite yet, so Roca will actually take his first set 6-4 on that last smash. And we will send it over to court 1 here in a moment. Mika Berghaus has been having his way with Stein slump up until now, but time to tune in with the Dutchman and see if he can't bounce back here in the second set.
Yep.
Can hear a big growl from Stein slump. In a bit of a slump here, down a game. Stein struggling to collect himself here. Has not been easy going thus far. Big ace there from Stein slump, 40-30. Advantage to the Blue Raiders. All right, so Stein slump on the comeback. Obviously need him to lock that up, but the Blue Raiders looking good elsewhere. To update you on some of those freshmen, 2-0 for Andre Harak, up to a quick start once again. Kamrowski up on Ramos Martin, 2-1, and Shu Matsuoka leading Paquette 2-0 as well. The freshmen are showing out, Max.
Yeah, very. It's surprising to see sometimes, but then you understand that just because they're freshmen doesn't mean they don't have the same skill level or experience as the older guys. So especially when it comes to college tennis, it's just you get more experienced players even though they're freshmen. So it's really cool to see that.
Absolutely. These players play at academies and wonderful schools all over the world. As a matter of fact, there are 0 American members of this Middle Tennessee team, and as you alluded to, they play in these tours and have been playing for such a long time that you're right, freshmen can have an impact, and they have certainly shown that in certain matches this season. So looks like we might potentially have our camera on. Nope, not quite. False alarm, folks. So we will check back in on the top court with Stein slump. Now at a deciding point against Mika Berghaus. And he will get it. Berghaus cannot return the serve. And Stein slump gets a big hold in his second set. Big smash there for Stein. The crowd loves it.
You can especially see on that one right there with Slump's power just slowly beating down Berghaus on that.
Tough shot to get to fall there for Slump, even though he's showing his frustration once again. Nope, looks like somebody's getting a souvenir. Big serve there from Berghaus. An ace in favor of the Golden Eagles. And Berghaus will claim this game. Now 2-1. We take a break in the action here on court number 1. We are going to send you over to the double box once again. Andre Harak and Shu Matsuoka leading handily in their second sets. 3-0 for Harak, 4-0 for Matsuoka at the moment. Matsuoka on serve. Up 30 love on this occasion. And we'll see a double fault from Matsuoka. Shu's really come on here later in the season. It's been nice to get him more opportunities to play. Just out of the reach of Shu Matsuoka, just a bit too aggressive there. Playing up against the net, you can see head coach Jimmy Borendame off to the right, coaching up his young gun. We haven't had the chance to mention Coach Borendame yet today, but hopefully we will get to talk to him later about this very match, or all of these matches rather. One is yanked by Paquet just a bit wide, 40-15 to Matsuoka. He's got a big smash over there from Andre.
You can see Andre over there reading his opponent before he does that smash, because sometimes you don't want to just smash it down because the opponent could like read it and hit it back. So you just got to watch your opponent sometimes when it comes to that.
No doubt, and kind of showing them something that they're not seeing. Vice versa, you kind of have to make it look like you're sending the ball to a different area of the court than you actually might be. As that ball falls long for Matsuoka. Deciding point for Shu, and this could be big. Ball's just a bit long there for Shu. Drops his first game in the second set. Looks like our scoreboard on court number 4 is also malfunctioning at the moment. Andre Harak currently leads 4 games to none. Massafret on serve. Andre wants that backhand back.
One thing I have noticed for Andre is that on these long rallies he always seems to come out on top. And I just feel like it has to do with him being like a freshman. So he has this built up energy more. And so it just helps him with these long rallies stay focused and stay energized towards the end.
Andre has certainly got the juice. It looks like, don't quite know where Massafrat went. Maybe asked for a timeout, but Andre patiently waiting to resume play. In the meantime, Shu Matsuoka has changed over to the black top and moved to the far side and sends that volley just a bit wide. Brilliant shot there from Matsuoka, earning the applause of Paquette. Brilliant stroke down the line. It will be 40 love in favor of the Spaniard. As you can see, Tennessee Southern starting to arrive for their match a little bit later this afternoon. Ball a bit long there from Massafret. So as we have checked in there, we are going to send it to court number 3. Oscar Brostrom Polson locked in a 3-game apiece match with Evson Hollis, and it looks like we are just a bit early coming back from a break here. Look at a guy like Oscar Brostrom Polson with the 3 grad students leaving next season. Oscar will more than likely, you know, become the captain of this team, kind of have to step up and be a leader where he has not been in the past. Definitely look forward to how his talent continues to blossom.
I think he will be a good leader next season because it seems like he is very confident what he does, no matter what it is. So I feel like this will help him become a good leader next season.
As he really loves playing here at Adams Tennis Complex, really thrives on the energy of the crowd. Well played half volley there. We'll see a let there from Oscar. So we take a break from Brostrom Polson, and we will send it over to the fabulous freshman one more time again, because Andre Harak leads 5-1, as well as Shu Matsuoka, who is up 4-1. So, Max, what do these guys need to do to close out these 2 courts here for the Blue Raiders?
So they just need to keep doing what they're doing because it seems like it's working. So obviously, like one thing I did notice is Shu changed his shirt in the first set, and it seemed like ever since then he's just been on fire. So he just needs to keep this aggression in. And then Harak, obviously, like I said earlier, he's known for winning all these singles matches. So all he needs to do is just keep doing what he's doing, and he'll be successful.
What a brilliant scramble there by Massafret. Got to be frustrating for Andre, but the court coverage, incredible. So we have match point off to the right of your screen. Shu Matsuoka up 5-1 on serve, up 40-15 on Jaime Piquet. Just kisses the top of the tape there. Ball falls long, and the first court will fall in favor of the Blue Raiders. Shu Matsuoka takes down Jaime Piquet 6-2, 6-1. And the Blue Raiders off to a great start here, now 2-0 over the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. We saw off to the right of your screen on court 6, Matsuoka taking his 3rd victory of the year, bringing his record to 3-1 in singles. Well played there by Harak. So following the conclusion of that match on court 6, we're going to keep you right here on court number 4 with Andre Harak as he is looking to secure the 2nd court for the Blue Raiders here this afternoon. Leads 5-1 at the moment. Once again, I must apologize. Our scoreboard down in the bottom left has not been working up until this point. Or not up until this point, but here of lately, since this 2nd set began. Andre to serve. Andre looking for the call from the official. Wanted it out. Massafret wants it in. Unfortunately, will not have that ruling for you. That will be the finale here on court number 4. Andre Harak taking victory 6 games to 1 here in the second set and securing the third court for the Blue Raiders, who now have a 3-0 advantage over the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles. In the meantime, it looks like Oscar Brostrom-Polson has taken victory over on court number 3. So the Blue Raiders will take advantage over Tennessee Tech 4-0. They will not play the rest out because Middle Tennessee has another match this afternoon. So we are going to send it to break, and we will be back in just a few minutes with your coaches' interviews, and we will speak to our Middle Tennessee Sports Player of the Game. So once again, Middle Tennessee State taking victory over Tennessee Tech 4-0. We'll be back in just a few moments, so stick around here on MTN Sports.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
we pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
Because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard.
Outside of sports.
As student athletes, we have a platform. Now more than ever.
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead.
And raise our voices for change.
We can all do more.
Now is the time
To make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together,
we will continue the conversation.
we have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance." Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
Once again, welcome back to Adams Tennis Complex here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I am Grant Langston, joined by Max Ackerman. Excited to bring you some college tennis here today on MTN Sports. We just wanted to remind you that Middle Tennessee just took the first game of their doubleheader. We normally head to our coaches' interviews and player of the game interviews, but those guys are eating and getting ready for their next match this afternoon, so we are going to get to those guys later and hopefully speak with them after that second match against UT Southern. So today, Max, we saw the Blue Raiders get off to a hot start. They took the doubles point, obviously, on courts 2 and 3 were where they were successful. The combination of Stein, Slump, and Pavel Model took down Evzen Hollis and Jamie Paquette 6 games to 2, as well as the freshman duo of Andre Harak and Marcel Kamrowski getting a 6-3 victory against the likes of Mika Berghaus and Paul Massafret. What did you see in those earlier doubles rounds?
Those earlier doubles matches, I saw there was a lot of team chemistry, which was really good. There was a lot of communication, a lot of understanding what the other person was going to do, which helped them win those matches. So it was very nice to see that.
Absolutely. And then when we got off to singles, Blue Raiders obviously have the 1-0 advantage going in, but Stein Slump and Francisco Roca on the top 2 courts, 2 of our seniors that we've been lauding all day, 2 of our seniors that have had some of the longer resumes, struggled down the stretch, ended up not finishing those matches. Stein Slump was down a game, so Roca was up a game in their second set. But in the meantime, it was the fantastic freshman that led to victory for Middle Tennessee. Andre 6-2, 6-2 over Paul Massafrat. Marcel Kamrowski 6-1, 6-3 over Paulo Ramos Martin. You were particularly impressed by Andre. I know I was as well. My first time seeing him in action. Now improving his record to 16-4. And just quite the performance here from, not last but certainly not least, can't forget about Shu Matsuoka taking 6-2, 6-1 lead over Jamie Paquette. Just a great day all around for the freshmen.
Yeah, very much. It was great seeing them perform very well, and also their energy kept throughout the entire game, which helped them, I think, perform well, especially from the freshmen like that.
Yeah, Shu showed a lot of confidence. Andre was very aggressive, and we will be excited to see who we get to see in the second match. Pavel Model, as we mentioned, took a stroll up here during the middle of that match, cheering his teammates on. We will probably see him in the second match of this doubleheader. And that will be in just a few hours here on Middle Tennessee Sports. Anything else, Max?
No, it was great to watch this first match. Them basically come out and sweep the floor basically 4-0, even though those couple matches didn't finish. But it was a great day of tennis here.
Absolutely. We love whipping out the brooms around this place and getting the sweep. Middle Tennessee State takes down Tennessee Tech 4-0. The number 28 team in the country is still rolling. Meanwhile, we will be back in just a few hours with a new crew and some fresh bodies for Middle Tennessee State as they take on the University of Tennessee Southern. So don't go away, and we will be right back in a few hours with the next match.